This is not financial advice, not legal advice, entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Double check you're still subscribed to the channel, double check notifications are on, and if you hit that like button or comment, double check it's working properly, because they are working overtime to suppress the channel, because they are terrified of more people becoming aware of all the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Listen, I should have did a video on this a few days ago. It's just that I've been really busy taking care of some other things, and for the next couple of days I'm not going to put out as much videos because I'm taking care of some personal matters. But here's the thing, guys. The Supreme Court did not accept the hedge funds argument that they are exposing their trading secrets with the short selling rules. What the Supreme Court did order was for the SEC to review the rules and consider the economic impact of the rules on the hedge funds, which I interpret, and this is just my opinion, that the Supreme Court wants to give the hedge funds a little more time to prepare for the economic impact of the new short selling rules. But when you think about it from, in my opinion, logical perspective, it is absolutely crazy. You have the hedge funds naked shorting stocks, robbing and stealing from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules, and the Supreme Court is ordering the SEC to consider the economic impact of stealing from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. I mean, make that make sense. That's like a judge in a criminal case, and he tells the police officers, well, maybe you shouldn't arrest so many criminals because you're not looking at the economic impact of them being arrested, because they're not making as much money from the theft. Okay? They're saying, well, my interpretation, my understanding of what the Supreme Court is saying is that the short selling rules are going to have an economic impact on the hedge funds, and it's an economic impact that they did not count on. So we know that they are naked shorting stocks. They are creating billions of counterfeit shares. They are making money robbing and stealing from retail investors. So the Supreme Court orders the SEC to review the money they will be losing if they are forced to follow the rules. I mean, make that make sense. The Supreme Court wants the SEC to consider the amount of money, the economic impact that the short selling rules are going to have on the hedge funds, because they're going to end up losing money because they're going to be forced to follow the rules. So them robbing and stealing from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow rules is not important to the SEC. I mean, not to the SEC, to the Supreme Court. It's not important to them because they are more concerned with the losses that the hedge funds might encounter by being forced to follow the rules than the economic impact on the retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules that are being stolen from with the naked shorting. Make that make sense. Can you imagine criminals going into court and telling a court, listen, I know we've been robbing and stealing for years, but if you implement these rules, we're going to lose a lot of income because we have gotten accustomed to robbing and stealing. And this is how we make money. So even though it is illegal, you The courts need to consider the economic impact of making us follow the law. Does that make logical sense to anyone? It doesn't make logical sense. The Supreme Court, rather, is more concerned with protecting the bottom line of the hedge funds than protecting retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. It is absolutely crazy to me. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think the Supreme Court should be more concerned about the money the hedge funds are losing by creating counterfeit shares? Or should they be concerned about protecting retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.